Hey everybody, just got down here and got the lights turned on this morning, and I looked over to double check and make sure I didn't notice anything amiss in the tank, and I noticed something lying on the bottom there. Didn't really know what it was. I thought it was a piece of branch or something that had broken off, piece of wood or something, and then I realized it's actually one of those Mottled Sculpins. So I still just cannot get over how they blend in. In fact, I'm looking at another one right now that I can see. You're probably going to see the glare of my camera, my hands more than anything, but if you see right where my finger reflection is, that little bump you see, that is the Mottled Sculpin. Really, really cool little fish. I really love the way they fan out their pectoral fins. I'm assuming that gives them not only more power to swim with, but it probably also gives them more sticking power when they're in fast-moving water and they flatten themselves against a rock. If they lay those fins out flat, the surface pressure of the water actually holds them down against the rock, similar to a suction cup. So I'm guessing that's why they have those really broad, fan-like pectoral fins. They would come in very handy for a fish that moves in, you know, fast-moving streams and rivers and stuff. Really, really fascinating little fish. I never suspected when I started catching these and putting them in the tank that these were going to be the fish that I found most enjoyable in the tank. I don't see them a lot, and when I do see them, you know, this is what I see. They basically just lie still until you startle them, and then they move, and then they just dart somewhere else. Very similar to darters. That's where darters get their names, the way they dart and dash. They don't swim around in smooth motions. They go from 0 to full speed, and then they stop again. And these fish are much the same way. They'll just sort of dash a few inches, and then they'll stop and lay still again. But they're absolutely beautiful little fish. They're not necessarily flashy or colorful, but I don't necessarily have to have flashy and colorful to consider something beautiful. And I think these fish are just amazing looking. I really, really like them a lot. So once again, I glanced into the tank thinking I was seeing some kind of, you know, a bit of fallen wood or a piece of rock that had gotten out of place or something, and it actually turned out to be one of those little sculpins. They are so well camouflaged. They just blend right into their environment. And we've also got one of my geraniums has bloomed, so we got a little bit of color and flower, so that's always nice. And I was also noticing that some of my bulbs that I've got planted, I got a bunch of bulbs planted all through here, they're doing really well, so we might actually get to see some spring flowers here pretty soon. That'll be interesting. So I'm going to get my day started. That was just a quick video. I wanted to show you once again, just having a glance at that little sculpin and not really even being able to identify it and notice what it was. And I will say, while I'm standing here, I did do a little work on my red-clawed crab tank yesterday. Got that filter cleaned out a little bit, got the water flowing again, and when I was in there, I did see one of the new crabs. So I know at least one of the new crabs is still in there, and I'm assuming they probably still are, but as you can see, my peace lily here has actually sort of worked its way down into the tank, so now it's possible that they might have a way to climb out, whereas they didn't before. So I'm going to leave you with one last look at this little sculpin. It's got its little tail up in the air now. And I'm going to say thanks for watching. Oh, there it goes. I knew it would swim away sooner or later. So that's what I mean. They just dash and then they're gone. So there you go. I'll leave you with a little look at a couple of my flowers and say thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss anything I got coming up. And don't forget, of course, this one here is my waterfall tank. So thanks again. I'll see you real soon in the next one.